Okay, if you are a Canon R5C owner or operator, we could have some exciting news. It seems that maybe, just maybe, Canon has finally taken a moment to acknowledge the unique form factor of the Canon R5C in its cinema lineup and actually made a vital firmware update that finally addresses these concerns. So let's go ahead and take a look at Canon firmware update 1.0.7.1 and see if Canon has given us an update that finally makes sense for a cinema operating system in a mirrorless body. Oh hey, and do me one favor, if you find this video useful in any way, shape, or form, go ahead and click that subscribe button. It is so hard keeping a YouTube channel going this day, and your subscriptions are the only thing that keeps this channel going. Now, I've made no secret that I really do like a lot of aspects of the Canon R5C, but there has been one consistent aspect of this camera that honestly, well, it's just kind of driven me crazy. And that is the fact that Canon has included a Cinema OS operating system inside the body of the Canon R5C. And I love having a cinema operating system inside this body. But what kind of just drives me nuts is that while Canon did go and put a Cinema OS operating system in here, they never bothered to modify the Cinema OS to accommodate the unique form factor that exists in the shape of the mirrorless R5C body. So what this means is that you essentially have an OS system built into this camera that is designed around the hardware and form factor of Canon's full-fledged cinema line of cameras, and it just completely disregards some of the most functional aspects of having a mirrorless system in the first place. And you really see this in a lot of ways in this camera, like the bizarre battery issues, the completely inexplicable lack of in-body Bluetooth and Wi-Fi in video mode, even though it's physically built in the body in photo mode and you can't access it because the Cinema OS system won't let you talk to the built-in Wi-Fi on the camera. Never understood that. And in my opinion, another one of the most egregious examples of this is the fact that on the back of your Canon R5C, you cannot access the select dial. It won't let you control any part of your camera when you're shooting in video mode. And if you use a mirrorless system, you'll know that this selection dial is one of the most critical tools that we have on a body just for control. And most of us set this for aperture. And what I've never understood about this is in the Canon R5C in video mode when it came out, this is essentially a dead dial. It just completely disregards one of the main form functions of a mirrorless body. But luckily for us, it looks like Canon, with the release of firmware 1.0.7.1, has actually finally, maybe, started to address some of these issues. Now, this firmware update covers a lot of kind of cool and what I think are just really nice necessary changes, like giving you different view options of your focus guide, size, letting you view your markers in playback mode, other little things like that if you do VR, some VR aspects. But what I want to talk today are the changes made in this firmware update that actually reflect the body and form function of the Canon R5C. Because if you use the Canon R5C, these are things you're going to want to have used when you're shooting with this camera. Now, the first thing you do, I'm just going to turn the camera around here. You will see if I come to the system setup, now there is now an option to use my selection dial, and check this out. Now I can actually assign a function to it. This is absolutely awesome. So excited. Huge kudos to Canon. And if you'll look here, I can control whatever I want. But the most important thing I'm going to put on there is I'm going to go ahead now and I'm going to go ahead and put my iris on there because that's traditionally what I want to do. And now if I come out of this, you will see I can control my iris here through my traditional back selection dial. So organic, exactly. If you use this form function, it's what so many of us are set up and used to. Thank you, Canon, for giving us that back. This is a huge thing. This alone right here is the whole reason why I would update this firmware update. Now, yet another body concession that has been out on there is that I can actually come up here, and if you come up here to my top control dial, I actually can control shutter in there as well. So if you want to use this top dial here on the top, that lets you get shutter control, which is something that a lot of you may want to have. It just gives you more controls to dial here into the top dial. I think that's a pretty big body thing you're going to probably want to know. And really the last major thing that I would say is going to be in your autofocus control. Now you can use your joystick here on the bottom or the set button, and you can reset your focus point back to center using that. That is, you click it and it goes right back to the center. That is very, very much in line with what we experience traditionally with the Canon R and mirrorless, and let's be honest, even DSLR bodies. So it is a nice thing to have. It's just that mechanical thing that we're used to, especially if you're using this as a true hybrid camera where you're going from photo to video and you're recentering that focus point. Having that thing back in video mode is a huge, huge concession. Very, very appreciated that Canon has done that. Now, I know I didn't really go into every single detail of this 1.0.71 firmware update. If that's something you want to see, leave me notes and comments below. I can make a longer one diving more into it. But I just want to talk about the body kind of concessions that were made in the Cinema OS line, because I think it's something that's greatly been lacking in the Canon line. So as you can see, this is a really necessary change to the Canon R5C, and it gives me hope that maybe, just maybe, down the line, Canon, maybe you can fix that incredibly annoying bug that doesn't allow us to access the camera's built-in Bluetooth and wireless mode when in video. We can all pray that that's going to come sometime down the road. Anyway, guys, I'd love to hear what you have to say about this. Let me know notes and comments down below. Yeah, go out there, keep on shooting, and yeah, I'll talk to you soon.